I wanted to make this video because David Petty is claiming he's dead. I do not buy that. There is an account on Facebook that's supposed to be his daughter and his sister. On the chance that the two of you are real, I'm going to address you. You made the comment, Sherry, if that's your real name, if you are real, that you couldn't see David cheating on me because his ex-wife did nothing but cheat on him. But he did. I caught him sending his picture to other women on Facebook. Then he gave me a contagious rash that he caught from somewhere. So that proves he cheated on me. You don't want to believe it? That's fine. If y'all are real, I do not care. I do not care what you think of me. Kayla, if you are real, I loved you. The person I thought I was talking to. Until you broke my trust. I confided in you because you told me I could. That I felt like your father moved me out away from everything and everyone I knew. That wasn't talking bad about him. That was just telling you how I felt. Because so many red flags were already coming up. I called your phone number sitting right next to your dad, and his phone rang with my number showing up while I was still letting it ring for you. The background checks that I have done has led me to his mom and dad. So I looked at theirs, both. None of the three backgrounds that I have done show any sisters or brothers, any children, any grandchildren for Betty and Michael Petty. Nothing. When I caught David cheating on me, and then I found out shortly after that Roy's mom had passed away, out of the kindness of my heart, I reached out to him. And I did start making a plan to leave because I knew that I was being cheated on. I was mistreated. I was yelled at for stupid shit. The two goats that David brought me. One morning we got up to go to the flea market. And I noticed the little boy was sick. And I was scared. Didn't know what to do. Never had goats before. Told David not to bring me home any goats until I had a job. But he did it any damn way. He'd talked about having a friend that had goats. I simply asked him to call him to see if he knew or could give us any advice. And he yelled at me for it. I never cheated on him, but he cheated on me. He constantly yelled at me, constantly started arguments, and admitted to me that in the beginning that was because he was scared of how he felt for me. I never gave him any reason not to trust me. He didn't want me talking to Roy, but I told him from the beginning I was not a bitch, and I was not going to be mean and hateful to Roy. We talked as friends. I did at one point have to tell Roy that I was with David, and I showed your dad the damn text proving that I did that. But your dad never proved anything to me. Never. I never asked him to because I knew he wouldn't. After I caught him cheating on me by sending his picture to other women and entertaining them, he could never prove that he wasn't doing it. He never offered for me to see his phone. Before he supposedly killed himself, he commented saying he could prove he never cheated on me. How's he supposed to prove that? Because he accused me of having the rash first, which no, he had it for weeks. And like I said previously, looked like chicken pox on steroids. This shit was all over his body, even on his face. And it looked horrible. Thank God it was nothing serious. Because if it had been, I would have killed David. I don't buy that he's dead. I don't know what he's up to. I don't know what you're up to, David. I have no idea why faking your death. What do you hope to accomplish by that? You know, if Kayla and Sherry are real, why did I never witness any phone calls, text, anything from y'all to your brother and your dad? Y'all claim to love. Even my mom noticed after the post that David had died, looking through y'all's profiles, y'all weren't grieving. Y'all were posting shit that any normal person having a normal day would do. But your brother supposedly took his life. I mean, you know, if y'all want to blame me, then that's fine. But David is a narcissist. And a narcissist, if you don't know what one is, will never admit their wrongs. They play the victim. They make everybody on the outside think that they are irreplaceable, that they are this big shot, and that in all instances they are the victim and they never admit they're wrong. I have no problem admitting wrongs I've made. None whatsoever. Did I handle leaving him right? No. But I knew I had to conceal it to get out of there safely. Times I left him before, he made my life hell. He held me captive in a grocery store parking lot, not letting me leave until I agreed to come back to him. And I only said that so that I could get free. I wish I had proof of that. I wish I did. If there had been cameras in the parking lot, I would have called the police and had him locked up for kidnapping, because basically holding someone against their will is kidnapping. The only proof I had was a random black guy that was sitting in his vehicle in front of me. He was watching. I noticed. He was watching what was going on. I do not know who this man was, and I wish that I'd had the chance to get his name. But I didn't. Because I thought once I got out of there, I'd be okay. So, you know, if y'all want to continue to blame me, that is fine. I don't believe you're real. I do not believe David is dead. You know, if Amber had continued talking to you, Sherry, long enough to get a death certificate, I know that David is good at coming up with paperwork that looks legit. So I don't buy that it would have been real. And yeah, she was snooping for me, because I'm just curious as to what the fuck he thinks he's going to gain by faking his death. And knowing that he's the monster he is and the narcissist, yeah, I'm scared of him. I am. Because of the things he's put me through and how I have seen the way he can just flip a switch and make the cops or whoever believe that he's the good guy. I have seen that repeatedly, especially when we both worked for real security. When I had to call our supervisor to come and relieve me so that I could get my dog away from him because he was trying to yank her out of my truck. My dog that I had before I knew him. But because we had been a couple, he thought he had claim to her. No. These are all things that I can prove. I still have Felicia's phone number. So, if that's what I got to do, that's what I'll do. I'll reach out to her. That motherfucker, if he's really dead, tried to yank my dog out of my vehicle and steal her from me. What kind of monster does that? Oh, but he's a good guy. He's a good friend. He's a good son, good father, good grandfather. Bullshit. Bullshit. Because despite, Kayla, if you're real and you have whatever you feel towards him for being gone in the military, for one, you're wrong for that. If he did serve all that time in the military, which I'm kind of doubting that he did. Maybe he did. But a lot of the shit he told me, I know he was just making himself look big. Your dad was serving the country, and despite how I feel about him, he should be respected for that, at least. Maybe it made him the monster he is. I don't know. But regardless, you should have tried to be in his life. Despite the hell that my kids have put me through, I have tried to continue to be in their life. And I have forgave them and forgave them and forgave them. And still love them. And would still do anything for them. So if you're real, you're wrong for that. You're wrong for letting me think I could trust you. You're wrong for telling me I could come to you with things and that you wouldn't tell anybody. But you want to make me the bad guy. That's fine. I don't care. I don't anymore. I don't. I have put all this to bed and it's behind me. I'm making this last video and that's it. I'm done. Until I'm given further reason to make another one. Because I'm done. I'm done with this. I am done dealing with David Petty. I'm done with it. Y'all can still continue to think I'm the bad guy. That's fine. I honestly don't give a fuck what the two of you think. If you're real. There's no evidence that you are. None. The voice message that you sent me, Kayla, sounded computer generated. I started to doubt then. And the fact that I never got a message from you when I was in the room with your dad. I think it was him. I really do. I don't think you exist. I don't think any of the people that he told me about exists. It's real funny that one day he told me he would take me to meet Mark, and the very next day he up and committed suicide. Kind of funny. So I don't buy that either. I don't buy that he was ever real. I don't buy any of you are real. Only the people that I can see on the reports are obviously his mom and dad and him. And that's how I found his ex-wife. So, if she really did cheat on him, like y'all say she did, and like he told me she did, why does she still have pictures of him on her Facebook? This is just laughable. This is laughable. I mean, it just is. And if he did take his life, and when I find out that it's true that he's gone, I will feel nothing but relief. That I don't have to worry about a crazy motherfucking monster stalking me, bothering me, and letting me move on with my life, because that's what I am doing. I am doing what God wants me to do. And if that makes me a bad guy, well, then I will be the bad guy. Peace out, bitches.